Hi friends, I want to share a couple dreams I've been meaning to share for a while. Happened pretty much in the month of November. Throughout November, I started off the month with like a 3-day fast, a dry fast. And once it was over, I've always tried to wait to see if a manifestation, and then I stop, right? And this was interesting. On the last day, I was in my, I was praying. It was pitch black, dark, and I had my eyes closed, and in my vision there was a lion, kind of like the Paramount lion that comes up on the movies. Well, he's kind of like in the distance, off in the distance, and he's pawing. He has his paws and he's swiping his paws, and he's kind of roaring. He's moving his head, and I'm like, oh wow! I'm like, that's a lion. And take it, it's dark, right? So I have my eyes closed, and then I open my eyes. I'm thinking, well, am I seeing things? And it's still there. It's the exact same thing. It's the replica. It's the shape of the lion moving. So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool um, experience when it comes to fasting. I do it until I get something back. Sometimes I don't, and it's weird, but another person will get it, like my daughter, or even my wife. It's weird, but that was kind of cool. Anyways, I have like a bunch of dreams I want to let go, and I kind of will just start with the worst, not the worst, but one of the ones I really don't have a total understanding as to why I was doing this. But in the dream, I was at a friend's house, and this friend, um he's kind of a narcissist. And it's kind of weird I say the word friend, but he helped me out a lot, even though despite of his personality, uh he means well, right? I don't know if you know anybody like that, but in this dream, I'm at his house and I'm sleeping over, and we're all in his one room. He's on his one bed, I'm in the other bed, and his family is there and my family is there. And then the light is on, but it's not like a light. It's like a star or a headlight or something from the ceiling, but the far corner. And he's trying to shut it off, right? Because it's nighttime. And I said it's probably a loose wire, but I knew in the dream that light was not a fixture. It was like a godly light, something like that. All right, here's the weird part. So I go into the kitchen, and there's like gifts all over the table, and I start to urinate all over the gifts, and then on the floor, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? It was kind of crazy. Um, so there's a few kids coming out, right? But it's not like they see it or anything. I'm not doing this like as a perversion type deal. But I'm like, we gotta clean it. So we're cleaning it. We get some towels. And in the dream, those gifts were like for the holiday, was for Christmas. So I'm doing this act of just total disgust on these gifts. And I kind of got the understanding that this was because of, how bold I'm supposed to be, or how bold I was to do this act, right? On somebody who I consider very narcissist. Someone who typically tiptoe around this because you don't want to make this person angry. You don't want to you just don't want to make it worse. But in this dream, I didn't care. I was being very, I guess you say disgusting. I was disgusted with myself, but that's what the dream was. All right, so that's dream one, and then I had another dream where, um, exposing. This was one of my friends. I don't know if you've ever had a friend who is a good friend, but you don't know if he really is a good friend. Like, you hang out, you have a good time, you go places, you do things, you probably, anyways, you're friends. But deep down inside, you don't know if this person really has any envy or jealousy or anything like that. And I kind of had a few, like instances in real life where I'm like, dude, he's my friend. Why is he doing me like that? So you don't really second guess it because I'm pretty gullible. And, if you treat me nice, I'm going to assume that we're friends, right? But long story short, in real life, uh, something terrible happened to this guy. And he's no longer with us, right? But in the dream, I was at his house. And he lived on a junkyard, like a whole bunch of abandoned cars. And as I'm coming out of his house, I knew it was his house, right? There was, you know how you have junkyard dogs? There was two of them, and one of them grabbed my pinky, and he was like, I didn't know if he was friendly or what's if he was aggressive. But I told my daughter and my wife, I'm like, get in the truck, just wait there. So I kind of distracted the dogs, and I kind of like protected them until they got in, and I knew that that was their safe. They were safe. But meanwhile, he had my pinky, and this dog's leaning up on me, and he's not really. I noticed that he's like not a normal sized dog. He's pure black, and he's a wolf, and he's like up to like my hip, and he's like really powerful. And there's another like normal sized dog, and then someone else comes and calls him. He's like, "Come here," and he lets go, and then I finally I escape. So I know this dream was kind of telling me what I was kind of feeling it was about uh, friends, fake friends, people that hang out with you, and they're not really out for your best interest. They're probably looking. Maybe I don't know if they're up to just seeing what you're doing, your business. It could even be that they're into some sort of witchcraft. I felt that. I felt like um, there was a power behind it. All right, because that dog, that wolf, he was at this person's house, and in real life, this person is not. He's no longer with us. So I kind of felt there was a little bit of witchcraft in there. So all right. So another dream that I had November 26th was regarding also exposing like the police officers, cartels, and the mobs. All right, and this has to do actually with the jab too. So this new thing that's going to come out in the future is going to be a lot worse, right? It's going to be an actual attack on people who haven't taken it. So in the dream, we're we're at a movie theater. I guess everyone's leaving, and then there's this belligerent cop. He's picking on this lady, right? And one of the person that's with us, he's like a social media person, and he's recording it. And they say take his phone away because they didn't want him to expose him because he was really famous. And so they take his phone away, and then they tell me to record, and I take my phone out. But by the time I take it out and everything already happened. It's already exposed and it's over. So we knew that we had to run because they were after us. So we run, and we're in this one room upstairs, like in a hospital type scenario, office, top floor. And this group of us, there's like maybe 5 or maybe 7 of us in that group, and we're talking. We're like, well, we all escaped, so we should be good here. Nobody has their phone, right? Because if they have their phone, then we're gonna be tracked. And then everyone's like, yeah, we still have them. Like, we got to get out of here. So I looked out the window, and on the bottom I saw those people, like the cartel, the mobsters, and police all working together to try and to get us. All right, so the weapon that they were using was syringes. They were throwing syringes at us, so we're escaping, and they got a couple of us. And once it hit a couple of them, they automatically fell asleep. And then we still escaped. We were still out. I was able to get out, but this was like a movie dream. This lasted for a long time. I was like, wow, this is probably one of the longest dreams I've ever had. So that was another one, exposing police officers and cartels and mobsters. They're gonna be working together when this next uh, roll of whatever sicknesses they're gonna throw out. Okay, and then the last one, I kind of mentioned this last one in a post regarding the witnesses. Uh, Probably a lot of you know that I used to be a witness, right? So I know a lot about the system and how they work, how they think, and it's pretty pretty messed up. But in the dream, I was driving, and behind me there was this huge garbage truck, and I was supposed to be like moving out of the way, right? And so I pulled into this driveway, and I had a hard time actually starting the car. I couldn't start it. I was pressured, and I finally got in there. And when I got into the driveway, I almost like fell off the driveway. I couldn't put it in park, and then finally I put it in park, and I tried to get off, and the car rolls backwards like into the street, almost crashes. And all along in front of me there was a trailer with kind of landscapers, and in real life this landscaper is a witness, and he was blocking traffic, but his lawnmowers were falling out in front of everybody, and they were trying to move them, but they were big. So that was a big holdup. So during this dream, this dream happened right after we was talking about the post on Shauna's post, where she said something about calling out the witnesses because somebody sent them to her house, And, so typically whenever they come over, actually I have them come over quite a bit because my wife is a witness. A lot of my family members are witnesses. So it's kind of, I'm not afraid of them. It's weird because I'm so used to it. But I can see the distraction that they put in front of people, like the waste of time and the fakeness, even the kind of the exposing of what's going to happen, like how they're also going to get exposed. I really feel that that's just a matter of time. So those are the dreams, that I've had within the past couple of days. And like I say, I know for sure the one regarding the syringes, that had to do with it's going to be pretty aggressive this next round. The false friends, the dog or the wolf, your friends, watch out who your friends are. And the holidays. You have to be bold when it comes to these holidays now, because I think it's going to also too, we're going to have to step into our role as to whatever calling we have a little bit more aggressive, because I know a lot of us, well, in my case, I tend not to shake the boat for the most part. Kind of let people, I let things go. I let people do what they want to do until they actually confront me about it. I don't put myself in a situation unless I see a need for it. This is weird. I know the whole world needs it, but my experience is whenever I talk to somebody about it, religion, it basically always ends up in a argument, or it ends up getting heated. Even with believers, it's just weird. You can't talk politics. You can't talk belief. You can't talk like even scriptural doctrine without them like getting upset if you're talking about Sabbath, or why do you not eat pork, or why do you still want to celebrate the holy days, stuff like that. People will get excited about, you don't have to do that anymore. So exposing people and their real heart is going to be, it's pretty prevalent right now. So I kind of don't want to step on anybody's toes, but at the same time, when it happens, I don't mind talking about it. Oh well. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for listening, and until next time.